Alright, the second take. Wasn't happy with the first one. But this is my opinion on E3 and what we saw. Now, disclaimer, I didn't see everything. I didn't watch all the press conferences, so, you know, forgive me if I don't talk about some of the stuff that was shown. But I just don't normally watch all the press conferences. In fact, this year, I watched more press conferences than I normally do, so normally I would just watch Microsoft because I'm an Xbox guy, but actually, because of just how this year was, I kind of had extra time and I decided to watch some of the other ones. So, I did watch EA's, and what do I say about theirs? Theirs was pathetic. It was just embarrassing, and like, they didn't really even show off any like gameplay or anything. It was just stupid. Like, it kind of felt like heartless, you know? Like, there was like the 2 indie games which looked cool, and especially like the passion of the one girl. I forget the name of the game, but I wish I could remember it right now. That laughing though. But yeah, otherwise it was very disappointing. Come on. Holy crap. Super fast reloading. So after EA's, I watched Microsoft's, and so far it seems like, well, I say so far, but from what I have watched and everything, it seems like they had the best press conference, so that's good. I mean, theirs was even longer than last year's. Like, it was an hour and 40 minutes. They didn't quite hit that 2-hour mark, but still, an hour and 45 minutes is pretty amazing, so good job, Microsoft. In terms of what they showed off, what I'm excited for... Oh, crap. Halo Infinite, I'm obviously excited for that. I'm a little skeptical. I mean, they showed off, like, you know, there was like, oh, the Slip Space engine and all this stuff. It's like, it kind of looks nice, but at the same time, I wasn't that amazed by it, you know, like... In fact, seeing that, I was thinking more of, like, Halo Wars, like that kind of style just reminded me more of the Halo RTS games. Thank you, teammate. So that's how I'm feeling about that. Next. Next is Ori and the Will of the Wisps, which looks phenomenal, if you ask me. I was a big fan of the first game. I honestly think it was the best game of 2015, so I'm really hoping with the second game they knock it out of the park again. And I hope they fix... I had, like, the small issues I had with the first game. Like, I don't think the story was that strong. And I don't view the full lack of replayability as a huge issue, but it would be nice if they tried something to make it a little more worth replaying afterwards. Give me a second, I kind of got to focus here. I just don't want to buy the wrong things, you know. You're on time opposite. Well, I should see. Because they had new weapons, right? Oh, I didn't really see. Oh no. Skrakes. That's 34 Skrakes. You know, just a quick side story. I played around where we had like 189 Skrakes or something. It was stupid, but me and my friend got through it somehow. It was stupid, but we did it. But yeah, high hopes for Ori and the Will of the Wisps. After that, Forza Horizon 4. The whole season-changing thing looks pretty cool. I do feel like they were over-exaggerating a little bit with how each season will completely change the way the game plays, but I'm still excited for it. Wait, Was he headless? What happened there? Okay. And I actually don't think I have.
There's a weapon here.
Yeah, not. There wasn't a whole lot there that I was personally excited for, but with everything they showed off and the announcement of like studios they acquired, it does seem like they're honestly trying to improve, you know. And they are kind of in a hot spot because they want to support Windows as well, while also supporting Xbox and that fan base. So, you know, they're in a hard place, but they're trying. Obviously there was Gears of War 5s, and for a second I was totally worried that they didn't have a Gears of War 5 in the work after 2 or 3 years. So you can definitely imagine I was a little worried, but then they showed it after showing off the 2 other games, and I was like, oh, thank God. So I am looking forward to Gears 5. You know what, going back to Halo Infinite, I am kind of disappointed that after 3 years that all we got was a teaser, like not even gameplay, you know. Like, maybe it was, like, sure, it looked like it was in-game, but it was still, like, just a teaser, you know. So I'm kind of disappointed that after 3 years that all we got was a teaser. But I guess they wanted there because they wanted all their big first-party titles there, so. It still overall makes it better, like it still adds to it if you ask me, but I was a little disappointed. And that's kind of it. I mean, yeah, they had like their like surprise of Cyberpunk 2077 and stuff, which was huge, but you know, in terms of what I'm excited for, there wasn't a whole lot.
Will be there soon to alleviate your suffering.
So.
Here you go, pal. Me, my 50 cal.
Is everyone full health?
Move it, idiot. Get some gear, ammo, all those things that help you not die.
Oh yeah, there's the AMR, there's your sniper rifle. I would like to try that actually.
Protect the area if you can.
I haven't looked at the new weapons they added, so maybe when I play Sharpshooter again I'll try out that new gun. What was after that? I think Square Enix? I don't think it was bad, just underwhelming, so, you know, it doesn't look like they had a lot to show off, so that sucks, but I honestly don't think it was a terrible press conference, just underwhelming. But I don't really have previous press conferences to compare against in terms of Square Enix, so, you know. For all I know, that literally could be their worst one, but I'm not sure myself. Oh no. Next was Ubisoft, and I think they had a pretty good press conference. The vision was obviously already showed off at Microsoft's show, so it wasn't a huge thing. But I believe they did show off, like, you know, a new area, some new stuff. So. Oh, I didn't even realize that the modifier is on or whatever, so. Where the enemies get smaller when they take damage. I think the only one I was mildly interested in was Atlas. I forget the full name of it, but it had Star Fox in it, and you know, it's nice to see the like relationship between Ubisoft and Nintendo. It's really cool to see. And lastly, oh god, come on, don't box me in the corner here. lastly, Nintendo. Nintendo was the last one I watched, and I was honestly had a lot of high hopes. Now, for the record, I don't feel like I was being unfair with my expectations. I felt they were reasonable and everything, so, you know, just trying to do my best to explain, but I was very disappointed. Oh, look at them, they're so cute. I didn't know the players got smaller as well. But like, it's clear that they wanted it to be really focused on Super Smash Bros. And you know, if this was any other kind of game reveal or press conference or whatever, I would totally be down for that. But this is E3, which is, you know, the biggest gaming event of the year, and to put so much weight on Super Smash Bros. Like that, I just didn't feel like that was right, you know. I felt like they needed other stuff, and they have a lot of other stuff that they can show off too.
How long will a weakling like you survive?
Forever. And like, they showed off Super Mario Party, which honestly, I just finished watching some gameplay of it because it took them till the third day to finally show some stuff for it, but it honestly looks like a return to form, and that's a good sign to me, at least, that they are, for the most part, listening to what the fans want. So, you know, thank you, Nintendo. There was also the Fire Emblems, but like, you know, those were like the only other first-party games they showed off. Okay, so we can actually skip. Oh, I see.
Wave 15.
We can actually skip the trader now.
I'm back, and I've got some news.
Oh my goodness, he looks ridiculous. I didn't realize the boss round. Teammates, please. And you know, the reveals for Super Smash Bros. Was awesome. I know a lot of people are excited for it. I am. I've been playing Super Smash Bros. Since the N64 game, so don't get me wrong. I'm not saying, you know, oh, it was a fail of a reveal, and like Super Smash Bros. Alone stops it from being like, you know, the worst E3 or anything like that, anything extreme. So don't mistake me for saying this is the worst press conference they've ever had or anything, because I haven't seen a lot of their previous ones. Plus, I know they've had their motion control mishaps during the Wii time, so. And you know, like, you know, especially during the whole character reveal, like, oh, everyone's back. That was, you know, absolutely amazing, and that was a huge thing. But, you know, going on besides Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, I just asked myself, you know, there was a lot of follow-ups they could have done, a lot of re-shows they could have done, and, like, you know, you think about stuff they announced at their March Direct, think about Metroid Prime 4, the Yoshi game, and, you know, I did read a comment that they don't like showing off games until they feel that they're ready, and I totally respect it. I totally understand. Ow. But this is fuck. But this is E3, and it just, to me, I'm always going to feel like it was, you know, you could put a CGI trailer together, you could put something together, you know, to show off. And, you know, I'm going to point to Bethesda here, because even though I didn't watch their show, I know that for Starfield and Elder Scrolls 6, that they had like a CGI trailer or whatever, and like a screenshot, so they didn't really have like gameplay or anything to show off, but they still let people know, and to me that goes a long way. At least for me, I think it's good when they do that, because it lets us know that, hey, it's at least in development. So obviously you don't want a whole show that's like that, but like, They could, you know, they have so many options. They have other IPs, other follow-ups. The Yoshi game, Metroid Prime 4. They could have showed more like of the Bowser Inside Story remake. Luigi's Mansion. How they could have been like, oh, Luigi's Mansion is also getting a Switch port later on. That would have been awesome. Like, they could have done a lot, but they did so little in the end, and that's, I think, what's so disappointing, you know? I was honestly really disappointed. They're like, what, their show was like 20 minutes or something. So, you know, all I can say is I was disappointed in it. I appreciate what they showed off, because a friend was saying, you know, shouldn't you appreciate what they show off and stuff? And it's like, I do, but you know, I think it's fair for everyone to have expectations. It's obviously up to that, you know, that person's got to make sure that they're fair expectations, because like, I really wanted something Paper Mario, whether it be a remake or announcement of a new game, but I knew that was very unlikely, so I didn't, you know, I didn't make that, like, I didn't set that bar very high, because I knew it was unlikely, because I knew that would have been unfair, you know, since there's been no teasing or anything of a new Paper Mario game. So, you know, no announcement of that was fine. But it really sucks, because I feel that they've had such strong momentum, and it kind of feels like they just let the ball down, you know? They just gave up. And again, I haven't watched a lot of Nintendo's previous E3 conferences, but wow, he just killed his own teammate, I think. I just feel like there should have been way more. I honestly do. For a company like Nintendo that can have third-party games, because they're a console manufacturer, they can have so much more, and they dropped the ball as far as I'm concerned. That doesn't mean, like, you know, I'm not gonna buy Nintendo stuff anymore. I just want to make my disappointment for Nintendo clear. That yes, Super Smash Bros. Is amazing, and I think for a lot of people they're totally forgetting how little was shown off elsewhere in their press conference. But to me, it was like, soon as the show ended, I was like, there just wasn't a whole lot. I just noticed it right off the bat. There just wasn't a whole lot. It was clear they wanted the show to ride on the shoulders of Smash Bros. So if they could have just had a few more games, I think it would have been fine. But I do that. I don't want to repeat myself too much here. But, you know, got our last teammate making his epic standoff. Is he gonna die? Did he hurt himself there? I don't know if he can hurt himself, but... This guy, man. He's fighting hard. Oh. Yeah, yeah, that's what I thought. Oh, damn. That was slick right there. Funny enough, after this, I actually want to start recording Paper Mario. I've been dying to play that, but I just felt like there's a few other things I needed to get out of the way first. And this was one of them. Because I didn't want to start forgetting everything that I want to talk about. Oh my god, look at that. Sliver of health. He probably had like 1% health or something ridiculous. You just gotta stop going with those rockets, man. I mean, I know they do a lot of damage, but it's not getting the job done right now. Got him. Well.
Time for you.
Actually, there is. Yeah, I think that's everything I need to touch on. And I hope, all I can say is I hope next year's E3, Nintendo will blow us out of the park. You know, we'll blow it out of the park. I really do. But I am, at the very least, I'm excited. I am seeing the new Mario Party game does give me hope that that same treatment of returning to its roots will be given to Paper Mario. So hopefully, you know, because I'm a big fan of Paper Mario and I love the first two games. And if you look, the thing here is, if you look at the release of Paper Mario games, they average out to 4 years. Okay, so 4 years between the first and second game, 3 years between the second and third game, 5 years actually between the third and fourth game, so that averages out right away, and then 4 years between the fourth and fifth game. So I think it's very likely we'll get the next game in 2020, so I hope in 2019 we can get some early information about it. Maybe in 2019 we can get some remasters of the first two games, or remake of one of the first two games, just something, you know. I'd love that so much. But I'm gonna end this off here. Thank you for watching, and ciao for now.